Good afternoon from Bobblehead Homestead. I am Jeff. Today is Larry, what day is it? Yeah, he doesn't know either. Thursday. I think it's Thursday. I've been out of it. Yeah, one thing after another. Rain. One rain after another. Today it's about 78 degrees, partially cloudy, mostly cloudy. Sun peeks through here and there. We've been having a lot of rain, and I've been having problems walking, getting around, standing up. So that happens, and it's just been usually it's only a couple days. There'll be one muscle or one group of muscles that really gives me problems, and if I take it easy, then it goes away. But it was one thing after another on the right side of my body this time. Stepped on a rock and kind of jerked my knee, so the muscle that goes behind your knee, that was just really bad. And then, so I can't bend, here we go, I'm going to start whining and complaining. So then I can't, bend up and whatever and walk, and so you try to avoid using that muscle, and so, and then, and then last night, but last night I'm moving these chickens around, which I'm going to talk to you here in a second about. But I'm shuffling chickens around after dark, and I step in a, kind of a hole, a dip in the ground, and boom, my knee, and now it's my hip, and I just won't stop. Oh, it won't stop. But all right, I'm going to try to, I'm taking it easy the rest of May because YouTube, income is right now anyway. So I'll be back at it in June, hopefully with more use of my legs. And then my left, don't get me started. It's just not been a good time. Okay, so last night, a lot of work has been done. I just have to do it in, 5-minute intervals and go down and wait for, anyway. I've been moving chickens around everywhere. And let's go take a look at the flock I moved this morning. Larry and his flock were in this coop right next to the cabin, and so I have moved them down here. Larry is with he's with 3 Welsomer girls. There are 2 of them right there in the back. He is with 3 Whiting True Blues. Private Benjamin and Betty White are there at the bowl, and then that's Mary Tyler Moore. So purebred Whiting True Blues. 3 of the Welsomer ladies. He's got Vicki Lawrence, and then he's got one of my 2nd generation olive acres in there. But they're loving it. They have been on, pretty much bare dirt and rock for a while, and so they're going to be happy over here. So what did I do with the chickens that were in this coop? They're all gone. Yeah, well, I moved them around last night. Let's take a look at who I moved. Dragonberry and Olive Acres and the younger Whiting True Blues were in here, and they got moved out. Okay, Dragonberry and some of his ladies were moved over to this flock. He's a purebred Welsomer. Those 3 were in with Larry, but now they are in with Dragonberry. Those are 1st generation olive acres, and they're just starting to lay eggs. So if I want to breed them, I would want to breed them back to a brown egg genetic rooster like Dragonberry, so that their next generation lays a darker egg. I also moved some other olive acres in here, and so yeah, everybody seems happy this morning. There were 15. My brain is not working when I'm in pain. There were 15 of these younger chickens in here, various olive acres, and they're old enough I can tell the boys from the girls. So I left the girls in here, and 11 of the 15 were girls. So yeah, that's a good deal. And so now there are 11 of these olive acre ladies, and I'll be sorting them out, you know, seeing which ones I want to keep for breeding, and then we'll go from there. So the boys went into a different coop. Okay, now we're back here in the corner. That's my three sisters stuff going on. I'll show you that in a future video. Corn and pumpkins and squash and watermelons. Yeah, they're going good enough for me. All right, so Dragonberry. I moved him into that coop, and this is Daryl. This is Larry's brother, Daryl. One of his brothers named Daryl. This is Daryl, the light colored one, white splash. I moved him and the four boys, and there's three of them, into this flock with nine of the production brown egg layers. So that got moved around. Wildberry was in here, and that brings me to, where did Wildberry go? On Monday morning, I let Wildberry and his flock out of the coop, the one way back there. They get feisty in the morning if the food isn't ready for them, so they'll go out and find their own food. So I've been keeping them cooped up overnight, and then I let them out when I feed them first thing in the morning. So Monday morning I let them out, and everybody came out except for Wildberry, and he just stood there in the door, and it was not his normal routine. Normally he's staying right in there with the hens like the good rooster that he is, but so I could tell something was off Monday morning. You know, with my leg, I'm just not walking back there as much as I normally do. So later that afternoon, I did go out there and check on them. You know, when I do afternoon waters, I make sure they've got enough water to last them until the next morning. And the ladies were all out, you know, scratching around, and he was still standing by himself in the coop. And I thought, well, yeah, I definitely thought something was wrong. And then that night I went out to check, and I locked them up in their coops at dark, and he was dead in the coop. So that was yeah, that was a very bad day, and it's been a couple bad days since then, and bad days happen. Wildberry was just a great Welsumer rooster, and if you don't know the story, he was gifted to me from Different when they came down a couple years ago at the end of August. You know, and he was a total surprise. You know, they were coming down. They went way out of their way to find him. They knew I'd had a rooster, Walter, the Welsumer rooster, and he had passed away suddenly. And so they knew that I was looking for another Welsumer rooster to go with my blue egg layers, to make green egg layers. And they went out of their way to find him, and then drove out of their way, you know, hours out of their way to get him. When they got there to pick him up, the person that they had arranged to get him from had just, for I don't know, they know the story. This is how I remember it anyway. But they just let him loose, and you know, they went all the way out of their way, arranged to get this rooster, and then they just let him loose. So they had to run around and chase and catch Wildberry, so that, you know, running loose in the woods or wherever, so that they could bring him to me. Just, you know, I think that says a lot about their family. They're awesome. So when they got here kind of late after dark, and they gave me this picture that Belle had drawn for me, kind of the Homestead theme, and there was a message on the back, and I'm just, you know, I don't know, not in, I read through it real fast, and I saw that it said, and we got you a rooster, and I'm like, well, did Belle write this? Did they mean, because they were bringing Grumpy down too? And so it just went in my brain and right back out of my brain. So they had to point it out and say, we brought you a rooster. And I just was not expecting that at all. So yeah, Wildberry, great story, how he came here, and once he's been here, he's been the father of many of the chickens that I have now. I don't think his health has been awesome for the past like 6 months or so. I went to hatch, the last time I went to hatch a bunch of his eggs, they were not fertile and didn't hatch. So I have to wonder if he's been having health problems. And you know, chickens don't talk. There's no way to know except observing their behavior. His behavior looked great until Monday. So I don't know what went on there. But he was a great rooster. Never even thought about attacking me. He was probably more gentle with the ladies than is normal. And he was a great guy. He put up with, you know, I could put younger cockerels in there with him, and he would put up with them. You know, he was still the boss. But he wouldn't kill them, you know. And so just, yeah, I already miss Wildberry, and that's so that's kind of what prompted some of this shifting around. I have this new coop behind me, so I was going to start shifting chickens around, but now with him not in the picture anymore, that, you know, changed everything up. So, you know, as far as timing goes, at least it happened before I had started all the shifts, so I didn't have to do another one to account for his loss. So yeah, that is the story on Wildberry, and I have another sad story to tell you. Let's go somewhere else. Hello, number 2. Yeah, you've been teaching your little ones to get out, unfortunately. Also on Monday, I lost one of these baby chicks. And by lost, I mean I disappeared. I came out Monday night to lock them up, and number 2 was out, and 4 of the 8 baby chicks were out. 2 of the baby chicks were running around here on the ground, and 2 of the other chicks, number 2 was sitting on this roost bar with 2 of the baby chicks. How did the baby chicks get all the way up there? She's a good teacher, I guess. So 2 of the baby chicks were up there on the roost bar with number 2. 2 of them were running around on the ground, and there were only 3 in this little makeshift brooder. So one of them was missing, and it was the little mostly black one that was missing. I have no clue where it ended up. I was not checking on them as often as I normally do, so yeah. Okay, I gotta go catch number 2 and put her back in with her babies. This is one of the reasons why I'm shuffling things around, because number 2 and her kids will be moving to a new home, hopefully tomorrow. Losing Wildberry and baby chick on Monday, that was a bad day for me. There's probably not much I could have done. In the case of the baby, I don't know what happened to that baby chick. You know, that was right at dark. It could have wandered off on, you know, number 2 got out and the other started following, and it got out, and maybe one of the other hens chased it and it ran far away, and I just, you know, I have no idea what happened to that. Snake is another possibility. That might have been what spooked number 2 to go up on the roost bar. But normally a snake they're going to stick around and have more than one so that they fill up. So I just don't know what happened there. And I'm not sure, you know, what happened with Wildberry. Okay, so what else have I done? Started filling up this coop. Larry's son was in with Larry, and now Larry's son is getting his own flock. He is getting 3 of the Whiting True Blue purebreds, the younger ones that I have, and so they are his aunts, because Larry is their brother, and so Larry Jr. is their nephew. I assure you, in the chicken world, that is absolutely normal. The brother sister, you don't want to do unless you've got a really, really, really good reason for doing it, and you typically don't want to use, parents, mother, son, or daughter, father. But other than that, cousins, yeah, in the chicken world, that's how they've survived this long in history. So Larry Jr. is in there with 3 Whiting True Blue purebreds, and that will give me the ability in about a month. That will give me the ability to start hatching more Whiting True Blue purebreds. Let's see. He's also in there with some olive eggers, and yeah, that's just. I've got spreadsheets. In fact, I've been working on spreadsheets for each family tree, and they all overlap because that's how it goes here. So I got to keep them, anyway. So I've got spreadsheets, and that's what helps me keep track of everybody. And then, I make videos, and if I talk about, Larry and his son Larry Jr. and his half sisters, and I watch myself talk about that 5 times in editing, so it helps me remember also. I've also got spreadsheets on egg production. So I've been, this year I've been keeping track of, not individual hens. I don't know which hen is laying which egg typically, but I've got 3 Welsumers in there. Well, I know today I got 2, yesterday I got 3, the day before I got 1, so I can keep track of how many eggs each group is laying. And yeah, spreadsheets. So that, this downtime is, sitting in the chair is not comfortable, so I'm not sitting in front of the computer. Anyway, yeah, I've not been having fun this month. I can't wait for June to start. That'll be good. All right, time for lunch. I don't know if I'll get anything else done today. I need to put the electric fencing up around this coop as soon as possible. I need to get number 2 and her babies moved, and so I'll, if I can get to that, I can get to that. But this filming stuff, it adds so much time to set up the camera and then go do something, and so I've been avoiding that, because I don't need any extra work right now. Okay, time for lunch. Something that I've been trying to do when I run into a patch of bad luck, which I've been in a really patch of bad luck, is, find some simple, enjoyable things. And these are some simple, enjoyable things. My Daylilies have started putting on their 2020 extravaganza. Today is day 3. I've got some footage or pictures, so let's take a look at that. But the first day there were 2 blooms, 2 flowers, and the flowers only last 1 day. That's probably why they're called Daylilies. So the first day there were 2, yesterday there were 8, and today I've got 22 blooms, with plenty more to come. Those were already here when I got here, and then I extended the row back there, and so, this year I'm going to get blooms out of it, but they'll look more like this patch in a couple years probably. All right, Daylilies, something to enjoy when you're down and out. Lunch was pretty good. Actually, the dessert was better because I had made all those blueberries I got. I made some blueberry dump cake and I had some vanilla ice cream. So that's a nice reward for getting the fencing and stuff moved this morning. I don't think I'm going to film anymore today, even if I do get something else done. So thank you for watching. Thanks for bearing with me over this, you know, rough patch. I'll be back. If I get these leg issues sorted out, I've got a list. I've got a spreadsheet for that too. And in fact, I need to stop opening that one because I keep adding to-do things on there, and there's enough to-dos. There are enough to-dos. Thank you for watching. Don't let your to-do list get to you, and take her easy, everybody.